head feeling. I don't know really how to explain it other than it's like this chunk here.
For this investigation, we will be at the White Eagle Saloon and Inn, located in Portland, Oregon, and is known to be a relatively haunted location. This historic establishment has been standing since the early 1900s and has a long history tied to Portland's waterfront and working class past. Over the years, staff and visitors have reported strange occurrences, from unexplained footsteps and voices to sightings of shadowy figures and full apparitions. Tonight we'll be exploring the building to see if any of these claims hold true. Originally built in 1905, the saloon quickly became a popular stop for dock workers, sailors, and travelers moving through the nearby waterfront district. The hotel upstairs provided rooms for those passing through the city, while the saloon below became known for its lively atmosphere in late nights. Over the decades, the building has seen its share of hardship, stories of violence, and even reports of underground tunnels once used to move people through the city's darker past. Some believe these events may have left an imprint on the building itself. Today, both guests and employees have reported hearing unexplained footsteps in the upstairs rooms, seeing figures in the hallways, and experiencing strange activity late at night. Before we begin our investigation, we're going to speak with someone who has experienced the activity here firsthand. Kirsten, thank you so much for meeting with us today and allowing us to conduct an investigation here at the White Eagle Inn and Saloon, right?
Yes.
So I'm excited to meet with you because you've personally had experiences.
Yeah. So majority of my experiences have happened down in the bar or in the basement. I remember going to the basement for the first couple weeks or so, and I just felt this overwhelming womanizer energy. Very heavy masculinity.
In the basement?
Yeah. So apparently the basement used to be the opium den.
For those unfamiliar with the term, an opium den was an establishment where people gathered to smoke opium, a powerful narcotic derived from the poppy plant, particularly during the 19th and early 20th centuries.
Makes sense to me why there would be a heavy masculine energy down there, because it was mainly men. Women weren't actually allowed in the White Eagle for a really, really long time. So I felt that, and I just kind of started getting this hey pretty girl kind of feeling, and I was like, no, this feels really weird. I need to get out of the basement. So it's just a little creepy. I think the one that really made me question my sanity, though, there was one night I was at the end of the bar, and my head was down. I was washing my hands, doing stuff in the sink, and all of a sudden, out of my front peripheral vision, I saw this reflection in one of the big mirrors down there. And it's a very husky, stocky looking gentleman, probably about 6'5", and he was wearing a black suit. I'm like, this is really weird. And he was going towards the bathrooms. I'm like, how is somebody sneaking past me right now? That doesn't seem right. But they went back to the bathrooms, so they have to come out at some point. Right. And nobody ever came out. However, maybe 10 minutes later, I saw the same thing. I'm like, there's absolutely no way that somebody can be sneaking past me right now. And I don't know what's going on. So I go back to the bathroom. I knock on the door. I'm like, management. And I opened the door because I didn't hear anything after I knocked, and immediately got goose pimples on my arms and just felt like, I need to shut that door. That's really weird. And then it was a couple of nights later, I found out that there is actually a lore where they say that there is a ghost of a bouncer that will go back to the bathroom. And I'm putting everything together with what I saw and what I'm reading. I'm like, that is exactly what I saw. So that must have been the ghost of the bouncer, because there was a bouncer that just mysteriously disappeared here. Nobody knows what happened to him. So it's that's really bizarre that I would see that. And somebody started working here after a while, and a couple months after they started talking about seeing the same thing. And I'm like, wait a second, you saw that too? And then somebody else started piping up, and they're like, yeah, no, I've seen that also. And it's like, have we all seen the same thing and we just haven't talked about it? And they're like, it's like, oh, okay, well, I can understand why, because I was questioning my sanity for it. We've seen the juicer handle fly down on its own before. We've had things fall off of the shelves.
So we are in room 2 right now. Did you have any experiences with this room in particular?
I haven't really had any experiences in this room, but I know that Sam, caretaker of the White Eagle, this was his room. legend has it that he passed away in this room, but history says otherwise.
Okay.
Apparently, when they had reopened the hotel portion, they left this room locked.
Okay.
When they tried to get into the room, they couldn't get into the room.
There has been some oral lore that this place was a brothel at one time. It had a speakeasy in the basement, all of that kind of stuff. Do you know anything about that?
Well, I know exactly where the tunnel entrance was.
So there was a tunnel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they did close it up, I want to say, in the 70s, just because it wasn't safe.
Right.
So they had to block it off, unfortunately. But that is down in the basement. Found out just from workers in the area that the brothel was actually about a block away. That's where the girls lived. In the basement where they had all their tools, that's where the rooms were. So I was looking at the history here, and a lot of the immigrant workers that were in Portland, they stayed here. But if the girls were across there, they had shifts here, they were working, they did all of their things. So technically, yes, it was a brothel, but the girls didn't live here.
A well-known spirit said to frequent the saloon is a working girl known as Rose. She is believed to have lived and worked in the area since the early 1900s, when the saloon was frequented by dock workers and sailors along Portland's waterfront. Some believe her presence still remains. Today, staff and visitors report experiences linked to her presence, including unexplained touches, the feeling of being watched, and sightings of a woman in the upstairs rooms. Prior to investigation, we like to get an EMF reading. This is to help debunk any potential spikes that may occur during our investigation.
This place has been known for illegal gambling. So I thought we could start with some drinks and some game. So then that way it kind of hopefully invites any spirits here to come and partake. So if you want to shuffle, and then I can deal.
What are we playing?
We're going to play blackjack. I'm going to turn on the EMF reader while we play to see if we got any spike. And I do have my jacket on just because I'm cold. It's cold in here.
You can't figure out the heat in this room, but that's okay.
It's okay.
I like that you're the dealer and I'm the one shuffling.
Well,
here you go.
Okay.
We continued playing a few more rounds and hoped to make contact of some sort, but unfortunately we weren't able to get that, so we decided to conclude the games for now and take some more EMF readings around the room.
So, I had an idea just now.
Okay.
So, rumor has it that this building had brothel activity up here on this floor. I think that we should do an EVP session where you lay on the bed and have the voice recorder with you and ask some questions to see if we can get anything.
Like I lay in here by myself?
Yeah. If you do that, I'll go in the closet by myself. How about that? How about that? We'll make a deal.
Okay, fine. If you... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yes, I'm here alone. Hello? Is anybody in here with me? Would anything like to speak to me? Am I alone right now?
There were no EVPs captured, but it did seem that when I got to the portion where I asked if I was alone right now, a potential anomaly could have appeared behind me, and here is a replay of that.
Am I alone right now? Am I alone right now? If you would like to speak through the spirit box, you're more than welcome. I also have the recorder still, so if you want to speak through the recorder, again, you're more than welcome. I'm going to put the recorder on my right side just because I had felt something through my right side, and I'll start sweeping the spirit box. Okay, seems like I'm getting... Okay, so I'm not sure if I was getting interference or not, but it sounded like a Zor. Okay, so I don't know if it's just because I know that through oral history that this was a brothel, but I swear it just said, "I want to kiss you."
I wanted to pause and take a moment to do a playback of what had just happened. It seemed as if a potential orb went across the screen prior to the spirit box saying, "How about a kiss?" Let me know what you think you hear.
If anything is in the room with me and they would like to make contact, feel free to use the Ovilus. I also have the recorder going if that is something that's more easy to manipulate for you, if you would like to do that as well. But otherwise, I am alone, so if you want to come and spend time with me, you... Okay, I don't know if the camera caught that. And I feel... Okay, so I don't know. So, I am alone, but I feel like something's behind me. Like, this is such a weird sensation. Like, I don't feel good right now. I feel as if something, like if we had an SLS camera, I kind of feel like something's giving me a massage on the back and it's making me like really uncomfortable. Okay. Was that something in the room with me that decided to come up behind me? So I'm gonna move the EMF reader. Hopefully one of the cameras can pick it up because yeah, that was really uncomfortable. I didn't like that.
I do become obviously uncomfortable, and if you were paying attention, you could see a potential orb develop kind of behind my head prior to me moving the EMF reader. Since the audio recorder was recording during that time, I decided to listen back to it to see if I could hear anything. While I was playing back the recording, the EMF reader was actually spiking during certain times that it initially spiked when I was originally talking, which to me is quite interesting, but let me know what you think.
Okay, I don't know if the camera caught that, and I feel... okay, so I don't know. I am alone, but I feel like something's behind me. Like, this is such a weird sensation. Like, I don't feel good right now. I feel as if something, like, if we had an SLS camera, I kind of feel like something's giving me a massage on the back, and it's making me, like, uncomfortable. Is there more than one of you in the room with me? Is there more than one of you in the room with me?
Now that I completed my part of the investigation where I said I would stay in here by myself, I am now going to go get Dave so that he can also hold up his side of the deal and investigate the closet.
Okay, if there's someone in here with me, you can use this device to tell me that you're here. See, I don't know if that's just... Is that baseline EMF? Because that's going through the roof. I'm gonna grab the Ovilus. Okay. So I'm here in the closet, and if there's somebody here with me or some kind of energy that wants to use this device, you can use it to influence the energy with it to create words. So you can actually communicate with me. Can I walk? Is there something that you want to communicate to me? What do you want me to hold? A coat? Well, I'm in a closet. This would be the logical place to hold a coat. Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me something about you? Did you live here? Where are you from? Do you want me to go further in the closet? So please, if there's something you want to communicate, now is your time. Did you live in this room? Can you tell me what happened on this floor while you were here? There was a scrapple on this floor? Can you tell me more about that? Who is involved? Did you die here?
Wars, sacrifice, grace, iron.
The Iron Grace.
Elemental bag.
Are you trying to tell me a story right now with iron and sacrifice? Beg? Did somebody beg you for something? What was iron used for? Does this closet have any significance? Was something hidden in here?
Once. People.
People were hidden in here one time? Tool. What were the tools used for? Can you give me your name? So that I can know who I'm talking to? Is this Joe? Is this the Joe that's connected to Rose? Can you tell me about Rose?
When Joe and Rose are mentioned, there appears to be potential orbs that develop here, but let me know your thoughts.
And when you say once people, is that a person that was in this closet? Okay, I'm going to give you one more chance to say something for about the next 10 seconds. Now's your last chance to say something while I'm in the closet. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Okay, I'm going to leave the closet now.
Since Dave and I both had the opportunity to investigate the room by ourselves, we decided to actually go downstairs for some water. So what we did is we left a cat ball, also known as a light up ball, on the bed and had a night vision camera as well as a normal camera rolling to see if we could potentially catch any activity at all. And as you can see, we did not catch any activity, but that is okay because Dave and I love a good experiment. Since we have both cameras working again, we had decided that I would try to do my part of the investigation over in hopes that we could capture something, maybe from a different angle.
So, I don't know if the camera will pick up, but only this one light is on. No other light is on. Yeah. I'm going to start with the Ovilus, and I'm going to lay down for a little bit and see if any spirit would like to communicate with me. And then we'll calibrate the Ovilus for a moment. The EMF reader seems to have
Coffin. Intent. Statement. Quest.
So I know the Ovilus just went off a lot and said random words, but it's interesting that it said head specifically because I personally feel as if there was like something kind of like by my head. But I mean, that's just how I've been feeling in this room in general, that I've had this weird head feeling. I don't know really how to explain it other than it's like this chunk here that kind of feels as if, oh, there's just like pressure. Not a headache. I'm used to having headaches, so I'm not 100% sure what this feeling is. So maybe that's why it's that head. If there's something here that intentionally said head, do you have any way of maybe explaining a little bit more using the Ovilus or the voice recorder at all?
There has been a lot of movement above my head, which can be explained with being dust, but there is this particular one that I wanted to point out where it starts from the wallpaper, makes kind of an S formation, then dives left towards the closet, and it does move differently than everything else, but let me know your thoughts. Throughout the night, there continues to be potential activity above my head, so I kind of mashed all the videos together that had the most active times just to give you an idea of what was going on.
Probably said something, but I don't know. It could just be a reflection of the light. Well, okay. So, okay, lady, that's a little rude. My name is Julie. You don't necessarily have to call me lady. So, are you figuring out? Where are you? I'm getting that weird, uncomfortable feeling again, to where we might have lost the video footage. Hopefully we didn't, but I'm getting that odd feeling again where something's in the bed with me. Am I alone in the bed right now? Or is somebody in the bed with me? I just keep getting this like feeling that like there's something like right here. Because when I like sit like this part of my head, it sits if something's here. So is someone right here with me? Rose? I don't think it's Rose because I'm getting like a very odd feeling.
No more activity was happening, so I had gotten off the bed to clean up the area, and if you look behind me, it actually appears as if something is coming off the bed, so let me know what you think.
What was your experience like on the bed?
So I felt, honestly, I felt like a lot of static, as if I was in the room with like a lot of things. That's how I felt.
Is there a lot of people around you?
Yeah, like it felt like I don't feel alone. Like even now I don't feel alone.
Well, I'm here with you.
Thank you.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you. So,
Did you feel something physically touching you, or just
like I felt like something come up behind me. So if I was like here, I felt like something just kind of like from behind. It wasn't like going like this. It just kind of like. So, I just didn't like it.
in the closet? But it was, I don't know. It felt like, and I don't know if I'm just reading too hard into the Ovilus words, but there was something about people and tool and sacrifice and iron and stuff.
Nice.
I felt like there's something shady about this closet right here.
Yeah.
Like something happened. I don't know if somebody hid something in here. And I don't know how to explain the EMF energy that is going off. Anytime you go over by the closet or in the closet, it's constantly on the yellow or even higher all the time. So I feel like something kind of dark or shady maybe happened in this room, and there's something lingering around the closet. That's just how I feel.
No, I'm not the biggest fan of this room, especially because when we went into the second like haunted room of this location, it felt a lot lighter than this room. This room definitely has some type of oppressing.
And even when we talk about it, I can kind of feel
I know,
something.
it comes back.
Yeah, so should we stay the night?
After further discussion in regard to mine and Dave's experience inside the room, we actually decided that we would not stay the night and packed up, and then we did conclude our investigation after that final kind of evidence conversation that we had had.